working well, you find out and you tell us. Florida Talk Real Estate on Facebook, live streaming on a Saturday. Of course, on YouTube as well, Florida Talk Real Estate LLC, home of a ton of informational chunk videos and a live stream, theoretically, on a Saturday. I think it's working. You let us know. If you're not there yet, you can always join in later, check things out. When I say things, I mean, beautiful faces, like our producer extraordinaire. If you dial in to be part of the program, you'll get the voice part. 877-927-6969. Questions, comments, concerns in the world of real estate. You want to be part of the conversation at hand. If you dial in, Jimothy, my brother from another mother, he'll line you up there. What's up, dude?
Hello, and good morning. How you doing today, Johnny?
Good, man. Good, real good.
Awesome.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, they'll hear the melodious tones, but they won't see you. You got a camera in there? We got to get you on camera.
Yes. Sir.
No, the only camera that was over here, it also had a microphone, so it would have feedback.
Oh.
So,
well, if anybody's going to have feedback, it'd be great from you. Johnny C., that's me, your old buddy, your old pal. Let's get your starting lineup. The very important people on a Saturday morning, like Ross Komarinetz with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. What's up, Ross?
Not a whole lot. Enjoying this cold weather.
Come on. Get to put on a little something you don't normally wear.
Makes
right?
me feel frisky.
You get frisky.
all right.
I wonder what Halloween was like last night with Ross.
Yeah, baby. Want a piece of candy?
I feel like, like when the weather gets cool, you take the dog out and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It gets a little hyper.
It does.
I like
I kind of feel weird even bringing it up. When a dog gets that, like the wind's going, they get that like sheen about them, and even their hair raises up. They're like, there's so much smells coming at them through the wind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to say that it was like sexy, and it's such a weird way of putting it. Almost when I even hear it, I'm like, that's kind of weird.
You need to throw your phone in the trash.
So yeah, too much
Just
scrolling,
in case.
dude.
Just in case.
You never know what's listening. Did you have a nice Halloween?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you dress up?
I did. I was Soda Pop Juno from K-Pop Demon Hunter.
That's awesome. My daughter would love that. She was some anime character too, and I asked 1,000 times, tell me the name again. I can't give you the name, but the like mid-school kid aged, they were like, oh, it's so and so. It's so, like they knew it immediately. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. That's a great costume when people are like, I know what that is.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
If you have to explain what you are, then
it's not a great costume.
You didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Some kid in the neighborhood was dressed up to be really scary as a job application. Kid is awesome.
That's clever. Well, great to have you as always on a Saturday, and happy Halloween belated. I hope you had a great evening.
Yeah, I was bummed. I wish it fell on the show fell on Halloween.
On Halloween?
Yeah, we could all dress up.
Gosh, when was our last Halloween show? I guess you could do the math, right?
What? Every 6 years it would rotate around.
Yeah, so
I guess
19, the year before COVID. You probably dressed up.
Probably.
Yeah. You're probably the only one too. We were probably all sucking.
If we were on it, like if I was on the show that week, I probably would have.
Well, we'll have to go in the Wayback Machine and see what happens. Always nice to see you, my friend. And let's go ahead and say good morning to our fearless leader. I believe we did enough stalling for him on a Saturday morning. 13 plus years now. He's run a top producing Keller Williams team, the Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovations. You'll find Jim DePola. Jimmy D, hey V, happy Halloween.
Hey, thank you. Can you hear me? Because my microphone sounds weird on the headphones.
No,
you can hear it okay?
Turn
Okay,
my headphones
Good
up.
enough for me.
I can tell Jimmy D dressed up because he didn't get all the makeup off. He still got lots of makeup.
Actually, I did not dress up for Halloween. Didn't do anything for Halloween because I had a whole Halloween week.
Nice.
No.
It
was very scary and stressful. The whole week was like monsters crawling out of the closets and everything. The whole week was like, whoa, we'll get into it a little bit. I was going to actually make a little segment on it.
Not good Halloween
No,
week.
it's like, what the heck is going on?
Oh,
what
no.
The heck what's in the water right now?
Oh, no.
So anyway, but there were, as I was reflecting on this last night, I was like, well, there were also a bunch of high spots too. So, and then when I started looking at things,
that was my week.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. So we got a lot to talk about this week. We're going to talk about like a couple of real life examples and our shout outs about how things can what the heck happened there? Sorry, hold on.
That's me. I'm playing.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing around.
Oh, thank you, man.
Let me
okay, just let you do your
have
thing.
a little experiment this week.
Hey, Facebook YouTubers, Jimmy's trying some new things on the videos, so let us know if you like it, don't like it. I remember when we were doing too much scrolling on the bottom, and some of our fans like, stop it, it's making me nauseous, all the scrolling.
They didn't like the scrolling?
They didn't like the news scroll. I like the news scroll, like the ticker tape news scroll.
Yeah.
I like that, but they didn't like it, so I took it out.
All right. Look at that, the power of the audience.
Francis, I did that for you. She's a regular calls. Haven't seen her in a while. Hope she's okay. Francis, if you're around, let us know. Good morning, Elizabeth. Mike's on a very nice vacation. He's going to Savannah this week. He's going to meet some family members up there and everything. I told him about my Savannah trip about 15, 20 years ago. And my significant other at the time was really into Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. So she decided that we were going to go up to Savannah and check everything out. And we were up there for like 4 days. And when we left, we were like, wasn't so spectacular. And we found out that we never made it into Savannah. We were like all around the skirting of Savannah, like later, because people were like, did you go there? Did you go here?
Really? No.
It's like, no, what the heck is that? And then they brought out a map and then show us where you went and where you stayed. And we're like, we're on the ring of Savannah. It was so funny.
They're like, next time we should go to Savannah.
yeah. So I've been to Savannah, but not Savannah.
That's funny.
So, but anyway, Mike will be back next week. I'm looking forward to having him come back because we're going to talk about some mortgage changes in the mortgage industry, but the interest rates are still going down. We're going to talk a little bit about that today also. We're also going to talk about smart homes because I'm selling a house that is a smart home.
Oh, nice. And
it's up in the Jupiter Beach area, Ross, and it's a productive Airbnb right now. The community allows Airbnbs. If anybody buys this property, they could get automatic income of $40,000 that's already prepaid for Airbnb bookings. So when you buy the house, you have $40,000 of income coming in when you buy it because it's already booked and paid for. So it just gets transferred over you. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, if you're looking to do that, it is really nice.
Yeah.
How about that? A calendar that's all booked up for you?
Yeah, and we have a little interesting advertising technique we're going to do with this property, which we'll tell you about in just a little bit.
I think I saw it.
Also, yeah, you did, Ross. I saw that you liked it, so you saw it. And then also, we're also going to do a little. It isn't a shout out, but it's more like a tip. Don't get burned by this situation. There's a lawsuit going on with one of the well-known developers up in Orlando.
Oh.
The developer is a national developer. People saying that they got a bait and switch when they were buying their houses. And there's a federal lawsuit out there right now. And when I started listening to the article and found out what they were complaining about, I'm like, that's basic 101 real estate right there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, how not to get burned when you're buying new construction. Okay.
All right. Excellent.
And so we got a lot of stuff going on. The first thing I want to do is do some shout outs. I wanted to say, it's just a really nice story. I want to give a shout out to Linda and Joe, Franz, Tina, and Kaylin, right? Big group of there. Franz, Tina, and Kaylin bought Linda and Joe's house. They're all relatives together, right? This is all one big family. And Linda and Joe, who have been big fans of the show, thank you so much for listening to us for years. Yeah. Might be listening to us right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're so awesome. We helped them buy their first home. I think it was like 2020 it was 2020 because I remember being stuck in my house during COVID. We weren't allowed to leave back then, and working the phones and trying to close his deal because he was having a problem with the closing.
Huh.
But then they've referred us out to other people and everything, and then they inherited a house and they'd like to sell it to their relatives. The problem is that the relatives that they were trying to sell it to didn't have mortgage qualifications, so they couldn't get mortgage approved. And that was a big thing because when people find out they can't get mortgage approved, they're usually desperate at that point. And then they'll just listen to anybody says that they can't get them a mortgage.
Sure, just
right?
jump at a yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this guy said yes. If you got 10 no's and you get one yes, that one yes is probably somebody doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and the details don't even matter to you at that point.
Yeah, and you're just so desperate. Right. And so when they were having problems with the mortgage, we asked them to go to Mike, and Mike was like, "No way, Jose." Right? It wasn't happening.
Yeah, so you were not feeling great.
Yeah. So then what happened is we got lucky. Then one of the people were a school teacher. So we're like, oh, great. Let's use them. And then we'll use the Public Service Employee Hometown Heroes program. They'll get a lot of money back. We can make all this work.
Right.
But they
And a
weren't
better rate.
they weren't qualified yet either.
Mm.
But we did find out they needed student loan help. So we got them over to help with student loans. So they're probably getting a discount on their student loan payment right now.
Excellent.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So then they finally went to another relative who was willing to buy the house for the two people that couldn't qualify for the loan. So that's what ended up happening. And Joe and Linda were really happy. It was very up and down, the whole thing, because Joe and Linda had to give back a lot of money from the sale of the house to help pay for the down payment and closing costs for the new buyer.
It sounds like a lot of people had to make this happen.
Yeah. So, it was really nice that they gave so much money to the family to help them get into the home. Everybody was pretty happy. It probably took us like 70 days, and we already had the buyer and the seller, but it took like 70 days to close because all the mortgage problems that we had.
Wow.
And here's another tip for you. The person that ended up buying the house, they went to the same mortgage company that originally said that the other two people could get a loan, and they couldn't get the loan, right? That's always a bad sign. So this guy wouldn't leave, the buyer wouldn't leave who they had on the show. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm thinking it's on. They wouldn't leave the mortgage broker that they started with.
Right.
And we really wanted to get him over to Mike, but they stuck with the person. And then at the end, there were some extra conditions for the underwriting. And I had to get on the phone with the buyer, with the mortgage officer, who was very polite and professional. I have to say that. His name is Yanni. But I wasn't liking the answers he was giving us, because he had extended the closing twice. And then I said, what exactly does the underwriting department require to get this deal done? And once you get that done, is there anything else? Are we done? And his answer was, well, once we get this one step done, we're pretty much there. And I said, I don't like that. Pretty much there is not an answer. I said, you're equivocating right now. So why don't you just tell me? We're all working together to get this deal done. I'm not your antagonist. We're all trying to work together. Be honest, because I've got sellers who want to close, and they need to have real answers and not keep getting pushed off. And he didn't like my conversation too much, but it ended up working out. He got the deal done. It took an extra 14 days after that, but he got the deal done, and we did close it. So I'm really happy for everybody.
So he was right. As long as we can get this done, we're pretty close.
I think there was a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm glad that one got through.
Geez.
But we got it through, and that was the good thing.
That's
and
the
I'm really
important part,
happy.
yeah.
And everybody got exactly what they were hoping to get at the time. And I'm really happy. And thank you, Joe and Linda, for bringing me out there to make it happen for you.
Congratulations.
And another benefit was they used Trident Title. So they did not have to leave. They live up in Vero Beach. They didn't have to come down to Wilton Manors to sign. All the signing was done up there, taken care of from at their comfort of their home or the place that they picked up there.
Perfect.
So thank you for Trident Title for doing that. That's awesome. Ross, I got them over to you. I don't know if they used you or not. I brought them over to you for the insurance, but I don't know if they used you or not. I'm just trying to do all the shout outs for that one. So
yeah, touching all kinds of bits and pieces from the Florida Talk Real Estate team.
I wanted to give a shout out to Troy, Jerry, and Caroline. I finally closed this condo. It was the condo from hell. It's a beautiful condo on the intercoastal with intercoastal views and a small dock in Singer Island. It was a beautiful home, but the owners had the property on the market for a year before I was hired, and they really wouldn't reduce in price at all. And I took the listing higher than what they had it at for a year, right? And they were very unrealistic and nice people, but very stubborn. and wouldn't listen to my advice, and they felt like they were going to handle it themselves. And we did get the deal done. But let me tell you, remember we did that whole condo thing last week, the whole all about condo buying and condo selling.
Yes.
If you haven't caught that show, we might end up packaging that show. But if you're thinking about anything about buying or selling condos, that was a great segment. We had a bunch of people after, like during the week, said to me that they really liked that segment. It was very informative. One person said, I really liked it, but it was boring. But he goes, but I learned so much, but it was kind of boring. But wow, you guys really know your stuff, you say. But with this condo, listen to this, and this was a big problem. It was not the seller's fault. The community broke ground on a construction for a roof for the whole community. It's like 39 buildings in this community. And then when they started peeling off one of the roofs on one of the buildings, they found out that the tiles had asbestos. So now they had to do asbestos remediation. So they already had levied the assessments for the original roof work, but now the community had to put another assessment together for the asbestos remediation. And the roofer put all that together, and community levied assessments for that work. Ours was $23,700, our unit, right, for all that work. And there was an open commencement. It's called an open commencement, like an open permit. Well, the roofer couldn't break ground on the roof because there's a requirement in the community that all the roofs have to be the same. They have to be uniform. So there's only one place that makes the roof tile that they need. And that roofing company, the roof manufacturing company, has to shut down all the other job orders just to make this specialized tile roof. So they're waiting for all that to happen. So when you sell a house, the condo group is required to tell the title company that there are no future assessments, or if there are any current assessments, they're all paid in full and no extra money will be needed.
Right. Well, this is an open situation.
Well, the roofer already, you're right on target here. So the roofer said, look, for the second bid, I'm expecting that there's going to be some problems. I built in problems into that bid, but there could be more once I open up the roof, because it's a flat roofs for most of the buildings. I don't know what's going to happen once we open it up,
right?
Which is a normal part of roofing.
Sure.
So the title company requires a special form to be filled out since there's open assessments that are not finished yet. And it says, do you have sufficient funds to complete the job? The property management company wouldn't sign that because they said, we don't know. We don't know until what happens. So we ended up calling the roofing contractor, and the roofing contractor is like, look, we gave our best estimate. We're hoping we don't have to charge more. Could it happen? Yeah, but that could happen with any job.
Uh-huh.
And we couldn't close because of this. It took us like 11 days to figure it out. It took 11 days. And there was what saved us.
Because neither side's going to budge.
It was really tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough. The title company's like, I can't insure this.
Sure.
I have an insurance problem. And the property manager like, well, we're not sticking our neck out and saying that all the money's paid because we don't know for sure. And I was like, this is ridiculous because this happens every day. There's condos with open permits all the time. So, so usually in a condo rider, this is all understanding condo laws. When you sign an agreement to buy a condo, there's a condo rider, an addendum, which is an addition to the contract, and it states what would happen if there's levied assessments. And it says the seller shall pay those assessments in full. But if there's any future assessments that haven't been levied yet, the buyer will take it over. So really, to me, that clause in the contract is good enough, but not for the title company. They wanted the buyer to sign another document saying that they're holding the title company harmless if there's any more assessments coming out.
So I would just assume, it just makes the most sense that the seller would be obligated for anything that would be involved in an assessment that's open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Involved while they're still owning. And that one's open. So if any costs would be added on to that and they needed an assessment, it just seems logical that it would go to the seller.
No, it's going to the buyer.
Well,
because it hasn't been levied yet.
Well, but I get, just to me, that's the way it feels like it would just naturally make sense.
And that,
it's an open assessment.
And that would make sense. But if you did that, we would have to say, well, you got to wait until all the roofs are done. And when all the roofs are done, then you can come and close. Yeah. And that might be a year from now.
And who wants to do that?
Yeah, that's, so this is what I had to do to figure this out. I called 3 of the board members. 2 of them answered. One of them was super, super helpful. Rob, thank you so much. And we
Nice.
couldn't have closed it without this condo board member, to be honest with you. They helped us so much. They walked us through everything. It took days and days.
Well, that's
And this
amazing.
guy kept calling me back. I didn't have to chase him. He was calling back, hey, what happened? I just was like 4 hours later. Hey, did you get any answers yet? He was awesome.
Well, he lives there, right?
Yep, he
So
lives
I
there.
mean, he has
Yep.
he has an interest in that
Yeah.
condo doing well, right?
Yeah,
In
he
a sale.
does.
He
Yep.
does.
And so Rob was a big help. But what I had to do, I had to call up all the realtors that had properties in that neighborhood that just closed or were pending, and like, how are you dealing with this problem, right? And I found one realtor who also lives in the community, who's very active selling there, and he had just closed one. He explained that he had encountered the problem, and he told us how he fixed it, which is what I thought. The buyer just has to sign an agreement saying, I understand that any future assessments are mine, right? But it took a long time. And then I had to call the roofing contractor. So there's all this work behind the scenes that nobody really understood to get the deal done, but we finally got it done.
Nice.
So congratulations to them.
Yeah, well done.
That's what I wanted to do next, if you don't mind, is just talk about what a week. You know, you guys were talking about Halloween. My whole week was Halloween, and I don't mean in a good way. I had a lot of stress. The sellers wanted to close that deal so bad, and we had so many problems. And they were texting me at 10:30 at night about the title company. Do we have any answers yet? I'm like, title companies don't work at 10:30 at night. We're not getting an answer until tomorrow. And getting all that. And then I had another really rough closing. We're supposed to close with Victor next week. I'm really excited about that. Victor's turned into a really nice friend now, and I met him because he listened to our show, and I helped his girlfriend sell her home in West Palm, and she moved up to the Northeast where she works. Now Victor's ready to sell his home and move up there and go with her.
Awesome.
And I think Angie moved up there like 7 years ago or something, or 6 years ago. So anyway, now it's Victor's turn to go up there. So we put his house under contract. By the way, this was the 3-bedroom, 2-bath that was under 400,000 in West Palm Beach, 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. Brand 2021 roof, needed some tender love and care, but it was so cheap for a 4-bedroom cinder block home. And I was saying, who's going to buy it, an investor or a retail buyer?
Right.
Well, it was a retail buyer.
Yeah.
And we're closing next week. Well, we're closing Monday. We get a call Friday from the title company, either the lender or the title company. We can't close. Why? The appraiser said that Jim, meaning me, said that there were tenants living in the property, and that the type of loan that the buyer's using wants to know that there are no tenants living there, and they want to see the house empty before they'll close. Well, the way the deal normally works is the buyer can stay there up until the day of closing, but they have to have all their stuff out by the day of closing. And that's what their plan was. But now, because of that stupid appraiser that was misunderstood what I told her, now we don't know if we're closing on Monday or not.
Oh.
And it'll be fixed. I know it'll be fixed, but what a pain in the butt. So now Victor is pulling furniture out of his house so he could take photos of an empty house and then put it back in, so that we're hoping that we can close on time, right? It's so ridiculous. So this appraiser, she calls us at 8:30 at night on a Saturday and says, I want to do the appraisal at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday, 12-hour notice, right? And so I had to respond back to her, and I said to her, look, I really appreciate it, but I'd love to work with you and get it done on that time, but we can't make Sunday work. It's not enough notice. There are 2 people that have medical issues there, and we need to give them notice, and they definitely want to be out of the house, right? And she was very cranky about it. Well, that's the time I have, right? And I'm saying, well, I'm sorry, we can't accommodate that. If you'd like me to talk to the mortgage company directly, I will. She didn't like that at all. So then we came out Monday, right? Just 18 hours later than she wanted to be, right? So I got there. I made sure I had my happy face on because I wanted just to smooth everything over. She pulled up. I walked over to her car. I had my hand out with a big smile. It's like, hi, whatever her name was, Mary Sue or whatever. It's like, hi, hope you're having a happy Monday. I hope you're having a great Monday. And she's like, well, we're finally here. That's how she started. Well, we're here now. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be like that. So I kept my mouth shut and I let her do her thing. And then she's like, "Where's the air conditioning?" And I go, "In the utility room." "Well, where's the utility room?" I go, "In the kitchen." I mean, it was right there staring in your face. All you had to do is open up the door, right? And you could tell it's utility room. So anyway, I was like, she's going to cream us on the appraisal. And I was really worried. And I told Victor, I'm worried about the appraisal, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't be worried about, but this lady, she's just giving me bad mojo. Well, we got through the appraisal. I was like, wow, I guess I was making a big deal about nothing. And now she says that I said that there were tenants there, and there are no tenants there. He has his child living there with with their significant other, and he has a buddy that's been with him forever, right? That's been living there forever just for free. And and he signed 2 documents saying that there were no tenants on the property. So he's already signed an affidavit basically in contract saying nobody's renting in here, right? And everything will be gone when we close.
Wow.
So anyway, that's how my week was. I don't even want to tell you about the one guy who asked me to go look at his property in Boca, and then the internet wasn't working, so we were in my car so I could use the internet. And then he gets a call from, it's a long story, but he gets a call from the realtor he's working with at that point, and then found out that the property he wants to sell, they're going to rent it. So I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Need to scoot out of my car so I could do my other stuff. He kept me in the car for like 10 minutes talking to the other guy, cursing at them in their language, right? They're yelling at each other back and forth at the top of their lungs. I'm sitting there for 10 minutes in my car trapped, right? Then when he's done, it's like, okay, Joe, it looks like you got good news. You got your renter, I'll see you later. And he's like, no, I want to go with you. I'm like, what? He goes, where are you driving next? I just want to drive around with you. And I'm like, no, Joe, you're not driving around with me. I need to get the heck out of here. And so that listing, not a listing, but that preview was like totally screwed up. I'm like, what is going on this week? What's in the water? But then when I was reflecting last night, I was like, wow, I also met really good people this week too, like Mike and Joe. Mike and Joe are selling a home that Johnny's going to know very intimately. Mike and Joe called me. Mike's a big fan of the show. Joe's never listened. They're selling it's a rental property right now, but it used to be a relative's. Guess where they're selling, Johnny? It's in Fort Pierce.
Oh, in the Colonnades?
Colonnades. Nice. Yeah, they're selling the Colonnades. I love it. It's like, he's like, do you ever hear of the Colonnades? I'm like, yeah, I think I know the Colonnades a little bit.
Yeah, I know the Colonnades.
So we're going out there. It's not a waterfront property. They're almost done with all their concrete restoration. Remember, your mom was going through that with the balconies back then and everything. Yeah. So I'm really excited. Their house is very clean and ready to go. We haven't set a price yet, but it's, those condos are pretty inexpensive. It's a 2-2 like yours on the second story. And really yours might have been a 2-1. I think this is a 2-1 also. But really looking forward. We're going to shoot the photos on Monday. And it was so nice to meet Mike and Joe. And Joe didn't know who the heck I was. I was just some guy that Mike said to meet with and stuff. So I asked Joe, I go, are you concerned about hiring somebody you don't know? And he picked him out of the radio. Yeah. And she's like, no, I trust Mike, and I got a good feeling about you, so we're good. So Thank you so much, Mike and Joe. We'll be putting their house on the market next week.
Good luck.
And then also Jamie, I'm really excited, and that's what we're going to talk about right now is the unusual advertising technique. So Jamie came to me because her beau, Steve, is a big fan of the show, and she needed to sell a condo in Jupiter. Boyfriend, right?
I like it. I just hadn't heard that in conversation in a while. I usually read that in an old book.
You know where I got that from? 16 Candles. Remember the one guy that was the super hot guy from Molly Ringwald and everything? The parents called him a beau or something, so I always called Beau. So
that's funny.
So anyway, Jamie Pryor.
Younger need food.
Sorry.
No more Yankee, my wanky.
So
big leg.
So Jamie came to us. I think it was not this week, last week, and she's like, I think it's time for me to sell my condo. And she lived there for quite a while, and she really fixed it up nice. And she turned it into a big, Airbnb daily rental thing that's allowed in this community. It's a half mile from the beach. And so she was ready to sell it. Now, when we went over pricing, she didn't like the prices that people were selling their units for. So that was kind of a bummer to her. But the fact that she has a very, I don't want to say profitable because I'm not saying that she's making a full profit, but the income she's pulling in is really strong. She's hardly advertising it, and it's such a popular property because of the location, and she has all these nice, cool features in the property that I think for this season and even in August, she has a booking where there's over $40,000. Most of it prepaid already. I think like almost 30,000 of it is prepaid, ready to go. Money in the bank with vacation rental by owner. She's got great reviews on all those sites. She's got 35 like really excellent reviews. And so we decided we're going to put the house on the market and then advertise. If you buy the house, you have all this income coming in after you buy it. And it's also a smart home. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, but we're going to try something a little different. I put the vacation rental by owner post for this property on my Facebook page. So if you want to check out the property and rent it for a night or two before you buy it or decide you want to make an offer, this is the great opportunity. I've never had this opportunity before where somebody could come in and rent the house for a night or two, check it out and see if they really like it before they buy it. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
It is kind of uniquely cool, yes.
So I put it out there. My technical abilities for Facebook blow chunks. So I have the link, but there's no photos. But I promise when you click on the link, you'll see stuff because it's a very boring post. I'll fix it on Monday when I get techie people to help me.
Cool little thumbnails, right?
Yeah, or something. I have nothing. I just have the little link and say, hey, if you want to do a free test drive on the property for a night or two,
that's awesome.
Here's a link. So anyway, really looking forward to helping Jamie with that property. And what we've decided also is we're going to push hard of marketing more on the VRBO stuff, the Airbnb, because my attitude, the more we book it, the more valuable it'll be. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, very cool.
Let me see. Why don't we go ahead and take a break, Jimmy, if you don't mind? Sure. And on the flip side, we're going to get into the buyer beware of new construction. This is something that should be real estate 101 for people, but it's one thing that people always forget, and then they have a conniption fit about it. So, now they turned it into a federal lawsuit.
Oh,
yeah. So we're going to check it out.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get into. Plenty of time remaining on this first day of November. It's insane. Already November 1st. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much for being with us every Saturday. We mentioned the Facebook page. Florida Talk Real Estate has a Facebook page, and you can check out that link that Jim was just talking about. Of course, you got a YouTube page as well. We live stream on both on a Saturday. Check them out. Hit the share button there whenever you can. That's a beautiful thing. Always remember as well, Florida Talk Real Estate is a .com, your one-stop real estate shop. You get a team of pros, experts in their field, and you get them all one click away. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. If you like picking up the phone old school style, there's a hotline. You'll find it at FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. 888-973-7828. Answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a live body. Again, there's a contact page, lots of ways to get in touch. When you're buying a home, selling a home, stuck with a home, you don't know what to do. If you need a professional touching the world of the real estate market, we got just that for you. One click away, FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Know it, use it, love it, share it. You can change lives, including your very own, with the pros of FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. We're back in 4 minutes. Thanks for being with us every Saturday right here on Real Radio.
The visual aid you need for all the freaky stuff we talk about on the radio. Find it at realradio921.com. Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. The rest of your Saturday will continue to be beautiful. Under that nice sunny sky, temperatures will climb. We're expecting them to get into the mid and upper 70s, low 80s in some areas along the coastline. We are expecting a little bit more moisture to come back into the forecast tomorrow, just increasing your humidity.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rao from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rao will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rao, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
Yeah, there it is. 877-927-6969. Toll free. If you have question, comment, concern on the world of real estate, want to get involved with the conversation at hand, dial in. You're more than welcome. We got about an hour and a half remaining on this Saturday, November 1st. Johnny C is me. Jimothy's our producer extraordinaire. What's up, my dude?
Hello, and good morning.
Good morning to you as well. Ross Komarinetz is with us on this Saturday. He's with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Ross, how you doing?
I am doing well.
Always good to see you. Are we getting it all weekend?
I don't know.
I hear we get another cool front coming behind this one, which is always exciting. But when I hear that, I'm like, does that mean it's going to be like 90 in Africa hot out there between? Or is it going to be just like nice and like,
I'll take either.
I don't know.
I'll take either because you get hot again and then you get cold. It's like, I'll take either one. I'll take either. Or I'll just take the
I like that a little better.
Wow.
Welcome on a Saturday.
Slow down.
Slow down there.
So what gets you most excited, Ross? For me, like I'm wearing a pseudo like hoodie thing. It's a hoodie. I mean, it is. I think I've worn it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever get a chance to wear it.
Yeah, because Halloween, right?
Well, no.
Hoodie weather.
Isn't that
hoodie weather?
Isn't that pumpkins?
It is not.
Oh, I thought those were pumpkins.
Nope.
Oh.
It's Tool, the band Tool.
Oh, okay.
Lateralis.
I'm still out.
But I never get to wear it.
Reversible?
It is. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty pimpy, right?
Yeah.
I like the other side. Yeah, I mean, look at my
Yeah.
shirt. You like that?
It looks a lot. Yeah, that's really cool. But is it get to wear like you got a, what is that, a Volcom? It's not Volcom. What are you
No.
rocking? Just a hoodie though. Like you're not wearing that when it's 90 out
Only on Saturdays when I come in here because it's freezing.
because it's freezing in
yeah.
here.
But no, it's nice to wear it outside.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, a little cool. You're still warm on the inside. but
Right?
It's cold. Your hands are a little chilly.
Like,
but
you're like, I'm gonna go
stuff them in the middle pot. Ooh.
whatever you're gonna do today and still be rocking the hoodie. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice to open the slider and let the screen door open, just let some fresh air in the house.
Dude,
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like to see
night.
the temp in the house
Yeah.
without the air making it 77. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
I know when I didn't know the cold front was coming in because I've been so clueless the whole week. And I came home, I think it was yesterday, the day before, and I had my temperature set for a certain temperature. And I always have to reduce it, as soon as I get home, to make it cooler in the house because I don't have a smart thing on my thing. And I came home and the temperature was below what I normally would set it for. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
That's awesome.
It's like I haven't seen that in a while.
I love that.
Yeah, that works.
That's Jimmy D, everybody, our fearless leader. He runs the top producing Keller Williams team, the Florida Home Pros team with Keller Williams Innovations. Hello, Jimmy D.
Hey, everybody. I felt like there was one more shout out thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember. Oh, no, I wanted to tell you this. Hey, everybody, if you guys are YouTube listeners or watchers or whatever you want to call it, now the system we use, StreamYard, is now very phone friendly. So you don't have to be on a computer or anything. Our faces won't be cut off, all that. You can see it on a phone. And it's the 9:16 ratio, which is what you need for shorties and things like that. So anyway, if you want to just catch it on your phone now, it's a lot better user experience than before.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So let's see. Somebody wrote brain rot, and I don't know what that means. So whatever.
Brain rot?
Yeah, somebody wrote on the comments, commenting chair brain rot. I'm sure that's what he wants as publicity, but whatever. I just thought it was funny. So wanted to get into buyer beware. It's always important to let know people what's going on in the market and understanding. And there was an article in Orlando from one of the TV stations saying that D.R. Horton, a pretty big developer, is being sued in federal court for, I'm calling it bait and switch, so I'm not using the actual criminal or civil court terms or whatever, so don't hold me to it. But basically, I almost want to say it was like antitrust, but it wasn't. It was something to do with bait and switch. And what they were complaining about is that buyers were going to the developer and then using the buyer financing. And there's a lot of benefits when you use buyer financing in new construction. Jimmy, did you use buyer financing at the end with the developer? Or did you end up using a mic?
No, we ended up using the bank that
the bank
Synergy has.
Right.
So they have a relationship with the bank. And of course, it's because they give you an incentive called $10,000. So
that
works.
Yeah, and I think you had a better interest rate, I think, a little better, or maybe at that time they weren't offering that. But a lot of times now you can get discounts.
It was as far as interest rate wise, it wasn't really
Wasn't that much difference.
No.
But like Jimmy got $10,000 to help pay for his closing costs directly from the developer.
Thank you.
And then a lot of times now, I was just looking at some new construction for one of my customers last night, and the developers are doing the buy down rate, but it's not locked in. So the first year you're only paying $299 for interest rate. Second year $399. The third year I think is $499, and then the fourth year you go to whatever the prevailing rate is. So you save a lot of money in the first couple of years. Well, that isn't what they were complaining about. Not that. What they were complaining about is that the buyers were shocked after they bought the house that their mortgage payment was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars more than what they were told when they were signing the dotted line at the closing. And this was another complaint that was very common up in the villages. The villages up in north central Florida. That's the biggest retirement community, like the whole gazillion universe or whatever. Well, a lot of people up there are complaining, and some of them couldn't afford the houses that they bought and had to leave pretty quickly. Why? Because the developer's agents, if they have an agent, or their closer, nor the mortgage company was transparent enough and educating them enough about what they were doing. Like me and Mike, when we work with our buyers all the time, what we say is, look, you're getting approved based on the interest, based on the purchase with the property taxes as they are for the current owner. When you buy the house, the property taxes are going to be set, and your mortgage payment is going to change probably dramatically compared to what you're approved for right now. And there's no way as a mortgage company we can predict for sure what's going to happen in the future, but you need to know that. Then I step in, and Mike does this too, but then we teach our buyers to go to the property appraiser site and go to the property tax calculator, and you can actually type in the address of the property you're buying, and you can tell them the price that you're purchasing it for, and then say if you're homesteaded or not homesteaded, if you're going to own it as a homestead or not, and it'll tell you what your tax bill will be. And it's going to be pretty close to the new tax bill.
It shows you their tax bill, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure.
No, it shows you what your tax bill will be when you buy it.
Well, sure. But also, like, I think if you look up that property, it shows you what their current tax
Oh,
bill
yeah.
is. I mean, it shows you what.
That's totally not.
That's not what your tax.
That's
bill
not what
is.
your tax
Of course.
bill.
Well,
So-
because if you have anybody that's educated and they're teaching you along the way, there's portability. I mean, there's a lot of things that's involved with what your future taxes are going to be.
Yeah, but this is basic 101, Johnny. Even if you don't have portability or anything, somebody should tell, in my opinion, somebody should be telling the buyer, hey, look, this, you got in with this loan based on the current tax rate, but that's not going to be yours. DJ, we just did, there was GJ. Here's another shout out. GJ went into contract on, I think it was last Friday. He went into either Friday or Monday. He went into contract on a small condo in Royal Palm Beach that he's really looking forward to close on. But what DJ was very, very cost conscious. So what I explained to him, I showed him how to do the math and showed him what his projected bill will be. And then we took that number, the new tax bill number, and put it into Mike's app and said, this is really what your mortgage, this is what you're being approved for and you're going to get.
Right.
And
This is what it's going to be.
But 9 months from now, this is what you're really going to be paying. You got to be prepared for that.
That's
right? Well, they didn't do that with DR Horton. And the problem is when you buy new construction specifically, the tax bill most of the time is just for the land. And then after you buy the house, then they'll turn it into a property that has assessed value for the building that's on top of the land. So if you're just being approved and all the tax bill right now currently as exists on the property appraisal site, like you said, is just the land, your tax bill is going to be way higher after the property's been improved. And the same thing happened with the villages. The people were buying up there and nobody told them, hey, the tax bill that you're basing this on is not going to be your tax bill. And people are, a lot of people up there are on fixed income. And like, I can't afford an extra $600 a month. Nobody told me. So don't do that. And that way you don't have to get involved in a lawsuit, right? All you have to do is ask a couple questions, avoid a lawsuit. So look, this is all about hiring the right people that got your back and not just trying to get the deal done because that's their thing. So make sure this is just another great reason why buyers should really consider bringing an agent in as part of the sale.
Yeah.
They think that they're saving a lot of money, especially in today's market. They're not. And one of the things I'm offering right now is if the buyers want to work with me, and if I get a real estate, I'm not going to get into all of it on the show, but a lot of these developers are offering almost double what you would normally get for a real estate commission. And my buyers that are coming with me that are buying new construction, I'm going to pass on those savings to them by giving them some of that double commission back.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be more help with the closing costs and everything.
That's beautiful.
So if you come to me and then you got somebody that's going to have your back, making sure you walk through the process and try to negotiate better deals and knows what's going on and saying, hey, that isn't really going to be your mortgage payment, and also teaching them, like I have a customer that's looking at some resale properties up in North Port St. Lucie. Properties are in pretty poor shape, but for the same price, they can buy brand new construction. They don't want to be in an HOA. Well, what I explained to them is that if they buy the new construction, that probably, depending on the community, the insurance discounts they're going to get for home insurance is probably going to offset that HOA fee, if not completely wipe it out, at least cover most of it, right? Depending how big the HOA. Now, Jimmy, when you bought, you didn't move into an HOA, so you didn't have to worry about that.
No, it wasn't even
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we wouldn't have considered. If you don't mind, if I can jump on to one thing too, and I don't know if you said it or not, or I just didn't hear it the right way. But the other thing too with those taxes and not knowing the difference between just the property and then what it'll be with the house, you won't know it right away because you're not going to get your tax bill right away. You're going to find out a year too late, and now you're going to have to make up that extra money. Plus, your mortgage is going to have to go up even higher to cover for the next year's into your escrow. That's the thing.
So
it's not
true.
even up front.
Yeah, and it's about 9 months is what Mike says. I don't know why the 9 months, but it's usually about 9 months after you buy the house. That's when you find out that you're behind on your escrow, right? And then what happens is, let's say that you were supposed to be, I'm making up numbers here. Let's say that you're supposed to be paying $1,200 a year for your taxes on when you bought it.
Uh-huh.
But the tax bill is really $3,600 a year. So that's $200 a month more than you were budgeting. So for 9 months, you've been collecting $200 less than what you need at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So then when the bank finally realizes all this, they call you up or give you a letter and say, hey, you got to give us X amount of dollars to catch up all your delinquent, even though you're not delinquent, but you're undercovered property taxes up to this point, and then we're resetting your mortgage payment from now on an extra $200 a month to cover it all. Now, $200 a month, that's a good day. Some of these people are paying $600, $700, $800 a month more than that they were planning on their budget.
If you don't have $200 in your budget, it doesn't matter if it's $2 if you don't have it in the budget.
Exactly.
You don't have it in the budget.
And actually, it's $400 because you've got to make up the $200 you already missed.
Oh,
and then $200 more for the next year.
I forgot that. So then, if you say I don't have the money to give you up front, then they go, great. Well, instead of raising your mortgage payment $200 a month, we're going to raise your payment $400 a month until you give us back that extra money that we're behind, and then we'll drop it back down to that.
Oh, and you're lucky if they put it that way. You're probably going to have to get in touch with them and do a it's not going to just happen.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's
and most people aren't going to follow through with that. It's just going to stay at that elevated level, and until you actually pick up the phone and do the reassessment.
Yeah, so don't do that. Is the bottom line is don't do that. Just hire an agent, have somebody that you trust and that you like and know that has your back and wants to walk you through and get you a win-win situation for yourself, right?
That's
so
it.
don't do that. And this is
FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Team of pros. I'm sorry, Jim.
No, that's okay.
Your words might have been more important than mine, but I want to make sure everybody knows FloridaTalkRealEstate.com is your one-stop real estate shop.
So that's my buyer beware thing. So just be careful when you're buying new construction. I understand everything because the developers, what you got to remember, they're helpful, they're friendly. You know, the people in the office, they're showing you all the upgrades and everything. But their job is to sell you that home. And they don't want you going anyplace else. With a regular realtor, they'll show you homes over here, homes over there. It doesn't matter which community. They have no vested interest. They just want to get you the home that you're going to love and that you could afford. But when you go to a developer, they want you to buy right there, right now. So just be careful that you don't get sucked into that and make a big mistake for yourself.
There you go.
Okay, let's we only got a couple of minutes here. Let's just talk a little bit about interest rates, and we're going to take the 10 o'clock break, Jimmy, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Interest rates went down again. We're at 6.17. What were we last week, guys?
I don't know about that.
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying it. 6.19.
About that. Yeah.
So you're saving maybe 3 cents on your mortgage payment right now.
Nice.
Go out
I'm going to go refinance.
Yeah, go out and get that
right now.
refi. You'll make up the money in about 37 years.
That's
the
not
closing
bad.
costs.
That's good math.
Yeah, especially if your mortgage is only 30.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
still paying off the refi after
7
you
more
pay off
years.
the mortgage. Yep. I like my mortgage payment. So anyway, 617. Now this is the lowest I think of the whole year is 617. What I think we might have 616 at one time, but we're very close to the lowest of the year. But here's the thing I was thinking. I went back Actually, the lowest in a very long, the lowest since oh wow, yeah, the lowest since 2023. The lowest rate we've been at was actually September 2024, and that was 6.08.
Hmm.
So you have to go all the way back to September 2024 before we're at 608. And I remember people complaining that 608 was too high.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's a year and 1 month later, and we're higher than the
Higher,
6.08.
and we've had a couple of Fed cuts since then too, which people
Yeah.
always associate with the
Yeah.
mortgage rate way too
Oh,
much.
I forgot to mention.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so the Fed cut rate, if you notice, didn't really do much to the Freddie Mac report. That's because, as Mike has already said, they were baking those cuts in. The mortgage industry was baking those cuts in as we were waiting for the cuts to actually materialize.
Oh.
So we're not going to see any major.
Well, at this point, they're talking about more cuts would probably make it worse, actually, because at that point the mortgage industry is going to be like,
Market's very
we're
shaky.
having problems with jobs, evidently. So you get a little higher interest rate now. It's going to have the exact opposite effect if we get another cut. I mean, I think that's the reality.
Less jobs, more risk for the bank.
Yeah, a lot
That's the
more
bottom
risk for the
line.
bank.
Yep,
Yeah,
more risk
and that's
for the
what they're
bank.
indicating with these cuts is we're having problems in the job market, and it's like, okay, well, you're not going to help the mortgage industry, that's for sure. If that's
Because
the intent.
it is so true, Johnny, because if it was just the inflation, because they got to worry about employment and inflation,
Those
right?
the two things.
If it was just inflation and employment was better than what it is right now, they wouldn't have been cutting the rates.
Nope.
According to Powell and the rest of them, they
Of
would
course
have
not.
just held tight because they didn't want to create more inflation.
And I think most people would probably, if you look at your budget, you probably would have preferred that they didn't, because inflation does still feel like a very real thing. I mean, I don't know, for most people.
I feel like the shoe hasn't fully dropped on that yet, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I do not want to have the economy get worse. I mean,
please no.
who wants that? I mean,
Nobody.
some people are like cut your nose to spite your face kind of thing. I'm not like that.
Oh,
I just want a good running economy, a good country.
yes, please.
But the thing is I'm still very wary about where we are. I was just talking. One of the local newspapers is thinking about having me write an opinion column about real estate. One of the big papers around here.
Cool.
So I was talking to the editor yesterday, and he was like, "What would you write about?" And I said, well, if I were doing one column, what I would write about is all the misconceptions that people have about what's really happening in the real estate economy here locally and nationally. He's like, well, give me some examples. And I'm like, that our market is strong as heck. It isn't really that strong. In fact, we were selling less homes now than at the bottom of the crash after 2005, right? When all that mayhem happened. 2012 was the lowest ever. We're lower than 2020 sales. 2012 sales. We're lower than that for 2 years now, and probably 3.
But doesn't that make perfect sense in your head? Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's a file that under duh.
Well,
mean,
I didn't expect it to be worse than the real estate market crash of 2005. I didn't expect it to be worse than that. That was the surprising part to me. Did I expect it to be weak? Yeah. But not worse not worse than 2012.
That's a great time to buy, though.
2012, Port St. Lucie had 6 years of inventory.
Right.
Right. So, and we only got like 11 right now. Right. So, and prices are double. Well, no, triple what they were.
You
in
look at Port
2012.
St. Lucie prices, you're like, this is Palm Beach County, right? And you're like, no, that's St. Lucie County. You're like,
I know,
good
right?
luck.
It's like, wow, I think it's Palm Beach County now, right?
Then. Yeah,
Yep,
500,000, huh? All right.
So what's happening right now is the interest rates are the lowest they've been. They've been low. If you look at the Freddie Mac chart, if everyone wanted to pull it up, they just do 30-year mortgage rates, Freddie Mac, right? And pull it up. And they'll give you this really great chart that goes back to 1971. This chart has been going down consistently since May of this year. We've just been going down, 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 down. A couple little ups, but then it would go down right away again. And this chart is still going down. But the national economists are saying that we're going to be in the 6s for the next several years for the interest rates for mortgages. So who knows what's going to happen, because this chart is trending that we're going to we're going to hit that 5.
Well, we can get to the back to back, and I mean, we need to get back to it, back to where 6% of people are like, that's a great rate.
No way, I'm waiting for the 3.
We got to
for
get
that
back
3.
to that, and maybe that's what they'll do. We'll just hold here long enough to where people are like, oh yeah, it's a good rate.
Erase that memory of the
bump
3.
it to 10, and then when you get back to 6, they're like, thank you for the 6.
Speaking of which, I have some stats about who owns 3% or less mortgages and who doesn't. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit when we flip over. Who's got those 3% mortgages and how many are out there? I have those stats. We'll talk about that on the flip side.
All right. We still got lots to get into. An hour remaining on this Saturday, November 1st. You're always welcome to be a part of the program. 877-927-6969. Should you dial in right now, quick 4-minute reset. We'll get to your phone call if you'd like to be involved with the conversation at hand. If you have a question, comment, concern in the world of real estate, we have some professionals on hand to handle all that and so much more. Of course, if you're not comfortable on the radio, totally understand. You have access to the entire team at floridatalkrealestate.com. Consume away on Facebook and YouTube, but that .com is your access to the entire team. Pros, experts in their field. You get them all at floridatalkrealestate.com. We're back in 4 minutes. Thanks for being with us every Saturday right here. It's Real Radio.
The visual aid you need for all the freaky stuff we talk about on the radio. Find it at realradio921.com. Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
NCBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl, the rest of your Saturday will continue to be beautiful. Under that nice sunny sky, temperatures will climb. We're expecting them to get into the mid and upper 70s, low 80s in some areas along the coastline. We are expecting a little bit more moisture to come back into the forecast tomorrow, just increasing your humidity.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rao from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rao will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rao, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
There it is, 877-927-6969. If you dial in, I promise Jimothy's going to answer. He'll be pleasant. He may actually even put you on the air with your question, comment, concern in the world of real estate. Let's find out. I'm not going to assume. Jimothy, would you probably put him on the air?
Absolutely, 100%. Keep me busy over here.
All right. So I'm never going to assume. It sounds like he's going to cooperate with you if you say the right things and you put it nicely. Always great to have you with us, my friend. Johnny C is me, your old buddy, your old pal. Ross Komarinetz is with us on this Saturday. He's with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. How are you, Ross?
I am doing well.
You got a pumpkin there in front of you.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
I'm saving it for next year.
Nice. That should keep well.
Yeah.
You keep it at room temperature?
No, I'd keep it around like 84.
Oh, okay. That's optimal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Grows a little fuzz, makes it a little creepy.
I love that
All
part.
right.
Just getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
Had me at buzz.
Yeah, it's good. In a couple of weeks, I think it's going to be amazing. Will you put it in like some kind of vessel so you can take it with you? Like a Tupperware, a bag of some kind?
Well,
Or
for
you just
the
leave
first like 6 months, I keep it in a very dark and moist and warm area so that all the gross stuff grows on.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. It's going to be so ready for next year.
Yeah.
Had me at moist.
You're winning Jimothy over like every turn here.
Moist and fuzzy.
Come on. Wow. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Giggity.
Trick or treat. Jimmy D's over here. That's Jim DePola. I've told you he runs a top producer in Keller Williams team. He has for 13 plus years now. And I've told you for that long too. The Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovations. Happy Halloween, my friend.
Hey, happy Halloween, everybody. You know, when you were talking about the pumpkins, I watched a little TikTok-y video or whatever, and they had a lab that they went to a pumpkin patch, and they let the lab pick out their own pumpkin.
Oh.
And it had a stem, so, you know, it was walking around, and it turned into, like, the dog's pet. And it didn't eat the pumpkin. It only kept it from the stem. And it would walk around all proud with the pumpkin all over the place. And for days and days, it was doing it. And then finally, the stem broke, but the pumpkin was still good. So the family got a basket with the big loop on the top and put the pumpkin in it. And the dog was walking around with the basket with the pumpkin in it. And then finally, the pumpkin died. And then they got it a stuffed pumpkin, you know, like a toy pumpkin. Nah.
He's like, that's not the same.
That's not the same.
It's not the same. Appreciate your efforts, but it's not the same.
It was kind of funny when I thought it was very creative that when the stem broke, they put it in a basket and he was still happy and he was walking around. He didn't care. It's like, that was really
Just wants to show off his pumpkin.
Yeah.
Labs are amazing.
And then another lab video I saw, I should have done this with I couldn't because I didn't have chocolate lab. They had a chocolate lab. Can you tell what kind of dog I'm buying soon? They had a chocolate lab and they took some stuffing, like, you know, cotton stuffing kind of stuff, and took some cardboard boxes and put them on the side of the dog, you know, it's rectangular, and then put the stuffing on the inside towards the dog. And then the brown outside of the cardboard, they put little black circles on.
Yeah.
And the dog became a s'mores. right? Because you had the cotton for the marshmallows and the cardboard for the thing. I thought that was kind of funny. S'more dog. I was like, but you only could do it with chocolate. You only could do chocolate lab.
Well, it's only. I mean, if you want to make a real s'more,
yeah, exactly.
You want some more? Oh, cuties.
Wanted to talk a little bit about smart homes. I'm not really very well versed in smart homes because when I used to renovate homes and everything, that technology like Ring wasn't out. Just the basic smart stuff. None of that was really out. So I was really never involved in that much right now. But smart homes are becoming more and more. And I was just reading an article about all the things that people love about smart homes and how when you have a smart home, one of the hardest things to do is to let buyers know how smart your home is, because a lot of it, you don't see it because it's an app in your phone and you can do all these crazy things. And a lot of people don't know when they're walking around. So I thought there would be kind of a couple of, I have hiccups. I thought we'd talk about a couple of things about smart technology.
Okay.
Which will tie us back to that Airbnb property because she's got a smart home. Jamie's got a smart home.
Nice.
And I thought it would be good to talk about. So obviously rings, the Ring system, where I'm using brand names here, but the camera system outside that let you know when people come and go. The Ring system.
That brand has done a remarkable job of becoming like synonymous with the actual system. The name, the brand has become synonymous. They've done a great job.
Yeah. And remember, they didn't start this way because they were already doing it, but they went on Shark Tank too.
Oh, good for them.
People didn't. Shark Tank turned them down.
They didn't think it was going to be a thing.
Nobody bought it. And it was the biggest Shark Tank product ever that was on that show. That was the biggest one ever. Right. So they just all missed out on it.
Miss.
Yeah, that was total miss. Total miss.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
That's Dave Winfield swinging a miss.
Yeah. Exactly. So, rings are really good, and that's really good. Most people know that, though, because when you go to the front door, you'll see the ring there, and they kind of know what a ring is. But you know what the second most desired feature is? I had no idea. Like a smart home, anything to do with smart homes, like turn stuff on, turn stuff off, all that kind of stuff. Security.
AC.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, smart AC.
Smart. Now they have, and I didn't know this. Did you know they have AI thermostats now? I didn't know that. I just looked it up because I read about it in this article.
So wait a minute. They've always had programmable thermostats, right? So where you could like program a range. If it gets to this, you make it here. If it gets to there, right? You could do that. I've never had one. I've just gone up and physically set my thermostat where I wanted it. What makes it smart per se? The
AI thermostats kind of monitor your use and know when you're more likely to be home and change the thermostat because you're home, and then when you're more likely to be asleep, to change the thermostats based on all that.
So it's going to pay attention to you physically changing it, the times.
Not you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You changing over time. And after a while, it's like, gotcha, I know what you want. And then they'll just start doing it.
Honestly, like this is getting a little
much
out of hand.
It's a bit much to push.
Ross is showing that he has to push a button.
Right. Yeah. Mine is still a dial. I still do the dial.
I still don't know how to use that stupid not the thermostat, the humidity thing. The little extra box thing with the humidity.
Humidistat.
Oh, is that? Yeah, humidistat. I still don't know how to use that thing.
I don't have a humidistat.
I don't have one.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. And why do some units have it and some don't? I don't even get it.
I think it's maybe an antiquated thing.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Are people like, man, it is way too dry in here. I need a lot more humidity inside my house.
Only for the rare times that you use your heat. Right, that's when people would want it.
Oh, really?
They were popular. They're popular up north to put humidifier in your actual HVAC system so that you could add moisture to the. If you have a forced air unit. Now, if you have a boiler with steam or hot water, it's different, obviously. But with forced air, yeah, and of course that's what we have down here. It's electric. So the 3 days out of the year do we actually turn the heat on down here in South Florida? You might want it. Seems a bit unnecessary.
I learned when we put our new unit in, because I'm such a size king that I was like, oh, the biggest unit you got, right? And they were like, oh, that's not, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you don't want that. You want to slowly bring the temp down, and that removes the humidity. If you bring it down way too quick, you still got all that humidity in the air. So there is a method to the madness.
Yeah, there is. They actually, when you install an AC, if you pull permits, you have to do what's called an energy calculation. It's an extra fee you have to pay, where there's like an engineer kind of person, probably works for the AC company, that maps out how many windows you got, what your square footage is. Are you 2-story, 1-story? Do you have vaulted ceilings or not vaulted ceilings? And determines the tonnage that you should get for the house.
Right.
But a lot of, if you don't pull the permits or you don't know that, you could just get a bubba with a wrench, and come in and just put an AC in.
Right.
It's like, oh, I got an extra one that's 3.5 ton and you only need 2. And now your AC isn't operating right.
It's
but
not
you
going
got
to
it
be
cheap.
it's not going to be as efficient. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So thermostats are like one of the biggest value item ads, and they're not that expensive. I was like, how much is an AI thermostat? So I looked it up. Thank you, ChatGPT. So take it for what it's worth. Anytime I look stuff on ChatGPT, I'll let you know because it might be completely wrong.
Could be.
But they said it was somewhere between $100 and $350 for those thermostats. So that's some stuff.
I mean, how often are people changing their temperature?
I guess not.
Well, if you turn it up during the day and then you're about to leave work. So what makes it smart also is you have an app on your phone that controls it, right?
Yes,
so
you could do that
if you're
too.
at your job and you're like, okay, well, let me turn the AC down so that it's cool when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
just something like
Yep.
that. Like you can operate it remotely.
There you go.
Garage doors is another one.
That's
I
one of the things.
yeah.
Garage doors is in here.
I have that on my phone. I can open and close my door. If I leave home and oh no, did I forget to? I can check on my phone and see. Okay, it's open and I can close it from wherever I am.
That's
Just
kinda
little things like that.
So
I can see where people are liking these smart features more and more.
yes, I just started writing down some stuff that I, of things that can be smart, if you will. These are just the things I came up with: the thermostats, your security system, the lighting system. Jamie's house on Bella Vista for the Airbnb. She can turn on any light or shut off any light anywhere she is in the world as long as she has her app. She can set it on timers and all that and do all that.
So anything that's on a timer, I mean, essentially could be, right? Your pool, jacuzzi,
pool, window treatments, garage doors, outdoor lighting,
Yeah.
right? All of that. Even smart appliances. People forget there's a lot of smart appliances now. So like you can have your coffee maker hooked up that at 7:00 in the morning, your coffee turns on every morning and stuff like that.
Who's going to put the grinds in?
Yeah,
I can do that
exactly.
too with my not so smart coffee maker. But yes,
Yeah, I know that's true.
Set the alarm.
But there's all these things that you could do now with the thing. And
yeah. So they have fridges that'll tell you when you like need milk and stuff, right?
yes,
They're like, hey, you're low on milk. It's
And
on your
then-
grocery list.
yeah.
You're like, all right.
And it'll put it on your grocery list for you.
You are
And then
freaking me
Alexa will put in the order to whatever XY store that you.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah, if
all
you
this
want it,
stuff.
if you want it, right?
you can even some of these smart refrigerators. You could just say, "I'm hungry. What can I make with the stuff that's in the fridge?" And it'll start giving you recipes of the food that you have with the food you have.
That's useful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I
Like, you're
kind of
sitting
like
there,
that.
and like you're sitting there, and it's like, what do I want?
Man, we got nothing to eat, and Alexa's like, I can make you. You know what I can make you right now?
Yeah, exactly.
You got plenty to eat. Let me make you a beast of a meal.
It's so funny.
I mean, you're gonna have to make it, but I'll tell you how.
This Airbnb, I know I keep talking about, but the Airbnb property, they got one of those. They have a deck on the second story, a loft deck. It's so cool, right? It would be, if you were living there, it'd be so nice to have all these lounge chairs out there and just sipping a mojito or something and just staring at the sun by the beach and everything. You have your own little deck out upstairs.
Is mojito your go-to?
But
Is that-
they
is that the
no,
one?
I just use mojito.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
If you're out and
actually.
about, Jim
Actually, I'm
wants
a
mojito.
pineapple silver Patron guy.
Ooh.
I'm a very unusual. So anyway, they have a shutter, like, and I said, "Oh, is that one of those sunsetter shutters like you see on TV?" And she goes, "Well, it's electric." I go, "Oh, that's awesome." So she got an electric shutter up there in case it's too hot out. But here's the cool part: if the wind is too strong, the shutter knows and it automatically shuts itself.
Huh.
So it won't blow away and get destroyed.
Yeah.
So it protects itself. Even that's smart.
It's got
Even
a
the
little-
shutter's
a little
smart.
sensor to where it's like, that's a little much.
Why
I'm
is
closing.
everybody smarter than me now? Everything's getting smarter than me, even shutters, right? It's like, hey, I don't want to be out here. It's too dangerous. I'm closing up.
I felt that way like 15 years ago. So at this point, I just assume everything's smarter than me.
So anyway, smart homes, there are a lot of values. Now, I got a lot of good ideas on how to advertise smart homes, because when I've had smart features, it's very hard to describe it. So some of the tips they're giving me, I'm going to try it out with this home if the owner will let me, because it is being rented. But you could put like little cards, like a little note next to the thermostat saying what it could do.
No moleste.
Yeah, like have like a little card to have a little card to the window shade and say press here and watch the window shade go up and down and all that stuff. And you can like have like little features all over the house where it's like, oh, try this, try that, and see how it works.
Yeah.
I think that would add a lot of value if you have that kind of stuff, because certain people, they just eat that stuff up with a spoon. They want the smart stuff.
I can't walk down the toy aisle and not hit every try me button in the aisle.
Yeah, you got
Can you
to.
imagine being in the house? Be like, boom, 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 boom. What's that do? I don't know what that does. Stand over there. You see anything? 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 I don't know what it did.
Go outside.
Pretty cool.
Oh, it's out here.
Very, very cool.
That would be fun.
Let me see. Oh, okay. So we're switching gears now.
Those try me buttons call me though.
Which one am I going to talk about? I'm trying to say.
I don't know. What are you going to talk about?
Okay, are you talking about DR Harden?
I can tell you Florida Talk Real Estate is a .com. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com is the one-stop real estate shop. A team of pros is what you get. And you need a team when you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, you're stuck with your home, you don't know what to do. Sometimes you don't need a team. Sometimes you're like, you know what? I just need to see if I'm in my best position for my property insurance. But tell me, would you rather have a team when you need a team? I would. Regardless, when you're looking to do something, anything in the world of real estate, you need some of the best of the best. That's why I send you to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Know it, use it, love it, share it. You can change lives with the pros of FloridaTalkRealEstate.com.
Before we get into the real estate economy, what people are thinking are going to happen next, I wanted to ask Ross, because it's so important that we talk about this. It was one of the I keep saying misperceptions. Where am I coming up with that? Misconceptions about the real estate market that I was talking to that editor was insurance. I'm like, everybody's complaining insurance is too high. It is high compared to the rest of the nation, but we're seeing huge decreases right now that we haven't seen for years. And I was telling the editors, like Ross predicted when the laws were changed in 2022, and we were talking about all the changes back then, Ross was like, give it about 18 months or so, and maybe 2 years, and I think things will start turning around. And we're kind of seeing the results of that right now. So that's another misconception. So I just want to remind everybody, this is still a great time to reach out to us and ask Ross to give you an insurance quote. You don't have to wait for your insurance policy to be coming up for expiration and renewed. You could do it at any time in your insurance policy. And right now, not everybody, we're not guaranteeing everybody's going to get great savings, but some people are really getting really good savings.
Yep.
And you don't know if you don't ask. $5 grand?
$5 grand.
$5 grand.
Wow. That's $400 a month that they're saving.
I hate to think that there was a chance they may not have reached out. $5 grand.
10 and we got it to 5.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Oh.
So
I'm glad they reached out.
It's out there, Ross. Ross, why do you think it's such a big drop now? Why, that's
well,
50%.
the thing is a lot of people are getting new roofs.
Okay.
Right. A lot of people are getting new roofs. So,
and that's making that much of a difference in the insurance?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because now you have a new roof, so it opens up a lot of other carriers.
Yeah, more carriers.
Right. And so all those carriers want to all want those new roofs, so they all have really competitive premiums.
So that's another.
So
here's another thing. If you have an insurance company that's saying you need to put a new roof on, and you put the new roof on, shop the insurance. You might not stay with that company, right?
I mean, they might just renew you, and maybe you qualify for an extra $400-$500 discount with them. But if you put on a new roof, shop it.
Yeah, shop. That's a really good tip. So shop your roof. You get a new roof, you got to shop it. Even if you're okay with the insurance company, you have at that point, because you might save a huge amount of money. Imagine saving $5,000 a year.
Well, I mean, it pays for your roof in a matter of 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
6 years.
And the mortgage payment is dropping so dramatically. It's the opposite of what we were talking about with that lawsuit, right? It's the opposite.
Yep.
And you're not paying like money to get that reduction Like with the mortgage and you get a refi, you're paying thousands of dollars, to get that refi, to get the mortgage payment reduced. With this, it's just happens. So,
maybe $250 for a Win Mint 4-point.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. If I could save $5,000, it cost me $250. I think that's
worth it.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll get out of my chair.
Spend $250 once.
Maybe I'll get out of my chair. So please, if anybody has any questions about homeowners insurance, and car insurance is dropping too, and Ross has mentioned that. Why is car insurance dropping so much?
Because they were going through the same thing. They were experiencing the same lawsuits.
But did they create the
just
same regulations though?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, this is the same. Like, it used to be there were a handful of carriers that really only wanted people with high liability limits. So you've got bodily injury liability on your auto insurance policy. That basically protects you from being sued by somebody else if you cause an accident. And so there were, you can go up to $250,000 per person, $500,000 per accident. And there were a handful of carriers that really just said, we only want that business. And then they got burned because everybody's, if you got into a minor car accident, they'd look at your insurance and be like, oh my gosh, look at all that money we can go after. And so those carriers actually had to really stop actually offering coverage for a long time because the attorneys were just going after policy limits. And so with the changes, it affected the auto insurance. And so now those carriers are starting to come back. I don't know if anybody saw anything, but there was a headline where Progressive actually made a whole lot more money than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
So they actually have to give some of it back.
It's like $1 billion or something, right?
Yeah.
For Floridians?
Yeah. All the auto carriers are like super profitable right now, and all those rates are coming down. So shop your auto too.
Yes. So here's just a perfect example of what's happening in the real world versus what people's perception of the real world are, right? Everybody's thinking it's just totally out of control, and it was, right? They were right for years, right? That, insurance is going up, it's out of control, blah, blah, blah. 100% right. But that doesn't mean it's like that forever, and things change, and we're in a different cycle right now.
That's right.
So take advantage of this cycle, because we're going to have the other cycle come back too. That's going to come back. We're going to be complaining about it. It just happens. Yep. Yeah. Pendulum swings all the different ways. If you guys don't mind, I think we're going to take one more break because I want to read this article before we do the next segment, so I know what I'm talking about.
All right. Understandable.
Can you tell I'm a little slacker today? So let me read this article so that we can talk about what we're going to talk about. And I think this is really interesting. There's a bunch of national economists that were interviewed by The Hill, which is a political newspaper talking about what happens on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
And all these people are talking about, listen to the headline, a real estate boom is coming. Are you ready? I'm not sure I'm ready.
A boom.
I'd love to happen, but I'm not seeing it. Let's find out what the heck is going on here. Yeah, let's find it out.
Nice.
Boom in real estate. Let's see.
These are quote unquote smart people too.
I'm staying quiet.
Quote unquote. We appreciate you being with us on a Saturday. Thanks for being a part of what we do. Of course, you can consume away on Facebook and YouTube. Florida Talk Real Estate on both. We do a live stream every Saturday. It's always there for you to consume. YouTube's got a ton of informational chunk videos to consume. Like and share. And always remember FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Again, when you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, you're stuck with your home, you're not quite sure what to do, you need great guidance, understanding of what your options are. And that's going to people that are great at what they do. I have a team of professionals that are fantastic at what they do. They work cohesively together. You get them all at FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. I like to tell you to know it, use it, love it, share it, because, you can change lives, including your very own, with the pros of FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. We got a half hour remaining for you on a Saturday. Thanks for being with us every Saturday right here on Real Radio.
We're everywhere you need to be. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rao from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rao will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rao, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
Yeah, about 25 minutes remaining on a Saturday, November 1st, 877-927-6969. That's the toll-free number. You got a little bit of time remaining if you want to be involved with the program today. Johnny C is me. Jimothy's our producer extraordinaire. What's up, my dude?
Hello, and good morning.
Good morning. He'll line you up there if you make that phone call. Is that somebody ready to go on one, or you got to screen them?
Actually, no, I already screened him. And
nice.
Tom, he has a little success story. Jim helped him out, so he wants to talk about it.
So we'll do that in just a second, then. He'll be saying hi to Ross Komarinetz with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Hello, Ross.
Hello, that's me.
There he is. And, of course, he'll be saying hello to Jimmy D, Jim DePola with the Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovation. Hello, Jimmy D.
Hey, good. Happy South Florida. Good morning, Johnny. Before you bring Tom on the phone, at first I was thinking, Tom, who could this be? And I have a feeling it's Tom who's moving to Arizona. And if it is, I'm really happy because I wanted to call him all week and I didn't get a chance.
Nice.
Right?
So let's see if it's that guy.
Put him on?
Let's put him on.
Right.
See.
Tom, welcome to the show. How you doing today, buddy?
Good. How y'all doing? Jim, you're close.
Oh, no, it wasn't. You
got the Arizona part right.
So I don't know. I don't know who it is, Tom.
What's Tom and Liz?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Johnny knows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
John.
W starting the last name? No? All right.
Oh, yes, I do know that.
All
okay,
right.
Tom. Yes. Okay. See, it's confusing, Tom, when I was thinking the second. Okay, so this is what happened. Tom was I'm so glad you called, Tom, because I reached out to you a bunch of times. You always respond a message back, but I hardly get to talk to you. And I'm really glad you called because Tom referred us. He had a relative that needed to sell a house in Arizona. So we got him out to agents out there, and it took a while to get it on the market and everything, and they closed it. And then right after we closed Tom's relative property, another Tom called me and said, hey, I'm moving to Tucson, which is exactly where Tom.
Well, that's where all the Toms are going.
Yeah, all the Toms must be going there, Tom. So Tom actually isn't moving there. It was his relative's house out there. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. So did everybody have a good experience out there with the Polstons? That's the realtors we referred them to.
It was interesting because it was an older house and they're building new houses there.
Yeah.
So they had to sell it against the new house.
Mm-hmm.
And, they was on the market for a little over 50 days. And I had mentioned to my sister-in-law, well, now it's time to drop the price. Can't tell that I listen to this show all the time.
It's a very common thing right now where new construction is outstripping the resale properties right now. It's hurting a lot of resale properties all over the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, she was just getting ready she had talked to Sean about dropping the price, and then they got an offer. And the offer was a little bit less than what they were going to drop it for, which was good. And so they accepted the offer. And then when they did the walkthrough, then of course they wanted another $10,000 and or repairs or whatever. But not all of it was really. I mean, they wanted a water system replaced that worked fine, but they said it was 5 years old and they wanted a new one, and little things like that. And so they countered offer back with like $5,000, then they turned it down. But Sean pointed out to him that, okay, you're going to buy a new home, but here you get an older home that's about 700 square foot larger for the same price that needs some work, but you're going to have a lot bigger home. And to talk to people, presented that to them, and boom, they went ahead and took the house.
That's so great, and that just shows that the Polstons were good negotiators,
right?
And and that's what I want to explain with Tom's situation. So Tom has heard us. Tom's a big fan of Real Radio. I mean, he's been around forever with Real Radio. We're all Real Radio heads.
That's it, family.
Yeah, we're all part of the family. We're one of us. But Tom has heard me mention many, many times on the air that I help people all over the country try to buy or sell properties all over the country. And so he's like, hey, can you help my relatives in Tucson? So what we did was I had to go out and go interview a whole bunch of agents in that area. And the first part is, hey, do you even work the area I need to be in?
Right.
Because I don't know all the areas all over the country. So then we got to find the agents that know that. I know, right? Slacker. So then I found out all these people. I start calling them. I go through the same problem other people go through, which is they don't call back, or they say they're going to call back and don't call back. And then I know they're not the ones.
They're not making the cut, right?
So we just interviewed a whole bunch of people. And I think I gave 2 groups of people to your relatives, Tom.
And you're looking at production, you're looking at performance, like
response time,
that all matters.
Personality.
Yeah.
Some people even have a negative attitude towards me, and I'm calling up saying, hey, I have business for you.
Right.
And if it's like that, it's like, how are they going to treat the customers once they sign a contract and they're locked in with the listing? It's like, no. So
Pass.
I'm really glad that the Polstons were able to close that for you, Tom, and, for your family and everything. And your family, was that an inherited property, Tom?
No, my mother had to go into memory care. Mother-in-law had to go into memory care. So.
Okay, which is something we're going to be talking about after this segment. We're going to be talking about the real estate economy, and that's one of the things that are happening right now. Big changes in demographics and where people are living.
Interesting.
So, well, Tom, thank you so much. Could you go ahead?
If you remember, the Polstons got right back to you like within 2 hours after you put in. You put out the feelers, and they were like the first ones to respond to you.
They were, and the husband called, and then
you commented how good they were.
Yeah, the husband called first, and then he got me over to Stephanie, the wife, and then I talked to Stephanie most of the time through it, and I just felt like they were going to do the right job for them, and that wasn't actually. I can say this now, but that actually wasn't their price point. The price point of the house was significantly lower than what they're used to selling out there. But I knew that they could do it, and that they had the negotiation skills. because when Tom told me that the house wasn't in perfect condition, I knew you needed a wheeler dealer to try to make it happen. It sounds like that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, could
Yeah,
you? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I
You said, they did what you sent them out to do, basically.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So if anybody else out there has that kind of issue, you have a relative or you're moving out of state or something, I can help you. I can help you anywhere in the country. In fact, I'm still looking out there, Luigi. There's a guy named Luigi who wants to sell property in Italy, and I'm working on finding a realtor in that specific small town that they're in, and trying to find a Keller Williams agent in Italy to go sell the property.
Good thing
I'm having a language barrier.
I was going to say, good thing in a lot of countries they learn English and other languages.
Exactly.
I'm not sure how fluent you are in Italian.
Exactly. And my fake Italian does not work at all.
Oh no,
it does not work at all.
That's not going to go. It's not going to translate well.
Tom, if you or Liz could do me a favor, it would be a really big thing. And anybody listening, this would be a really big thing for us.
I know where you're going, but how do I get on the Google thing to put that out?
Thank you. It is. It's a Google review. Tom knew exactly where I was going. So all you have to do is just go into Google on the search engine and type in Florida Talk Real Estate. You're going to see on the right-hand side of your screen the company business thing with the map and the website and all that. And then it'll say reviews, and just click on reviews and then give you a review. And we'd really appreciate it.
And if you are like me, you're probably already signed in, and it'll just say continue as Johnny.
Yeah.
It may make you sign in. If you don't have
That's
a Google
true.
account, you're going to have to create one. But
I'm sure I did. My wife just said over to me, she goes, I'll figure it out.
we're good.
Yeah, we're
Thanks, Liz.
And that's the lifeblood of our business right now is the reviews, especially after I got that bad review about a month ago. I was so mad about that review. And a lot of people responded, but we'd still, compared to the people we've helped and the people listening, we'd still like a lot of people. So give me a small holiday gift by saying, thanks, Jim. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, the crew. And come out and give us a review. Even if you haven't done a deal with us, just talk about the show and what you like about the show.
Sure, you don't thank me.
You guys have helped more than you know.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad you called. I'm really glad you called. So thank you so much.
Little thing, I know you're talking about interest rates a couple segments ago, and I know Mike's there, but just wanted to let Mike know I bought my first house in 1981. And the prime rate was 19%.
Can you imagine?
I ended up getting in some first-time buyer thing for 11.99%, and I was doing flips.
Yeah, exactly. You were jumping up and down. We won the lottery, 11.9%. We won the lottery.
Isn't it wild?
Buying over 6 and 7%, and I die.
Tom remembers stagflation. That's what because I'm that age
I've
too.
lived through it a couple times too.
And I grew up again in the Bay Area, California. I had a lot of friends that had their families had a lot of means. They had money. They had really nice homes. And as I got old enough to kind of inquire, be like, well, talking about stupid things like interest rates, I'll never forget him. And one of my dudes, his dad was the vice president of Prudential Northern California, right? Dude just had money on top of money. And we're talking business, and I'm like, man, I want to be a baller one day. I'm like, how much is your interest rate on? And he's like, it was like 16% or something like that.
I know,
and they had great everything.
Yeah, and they were perfect borrowers, right? Yeah, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
I hope we don't go through the stagflation again, because what people don't get about stagflation, because they haven't lived it, it's like this. It's like you jump into like a sand pit that you can't get out of. It's like quicksand, because people aren't buying enough, so the employers aren't hiring enough. So prices are more expensive, but there's less people employed that can't afford this stuff. And it's hard to fix it, because the Fed, they have that blunt tool. It's like either we help on the inflation or we help on unemployment, and one side's going to get banged up.
That's it.
So what happened with that in the 1980s, 81 was right towards the end of it. I think it was like 82, 83 is when it kind of went away a little bit. And Reagan went in and he said, rip off the Band-Aid. We're going to go through the pain. And we had a lot of layoffs. And that brought prices down. and then we reset, and then he had a pretty strong economy after that. But he had to go through that pain.
And they knew it was something we had to go through for
Yeah.
sure. Hey, Tom, thank you very much for all the support over the years. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and thanks for the consideration on that Google
thank
review.
you, Tom.
And thank you all for everything. You all take care.
All right, buddy.
Awesome.
Bye-bye now. 877-927-6969. Short amount of time remaining, but you're welcome to join us.
Can we go back to Ross real quick? Because there was a question we got in the
Yes.
comments
Thank
here
you.
that PF was asking. Ross, can you mention how long a wind mitigation and 4-point inspection are good for?
So wind mitigation report, I mean, as long as you stay with your existing carrier, right, your existing insurance company, your wind mitigation report is good forever. The only time you would have to get a new wind mitigation report is if you're switching to a new carrier. And that's when your wind mitigation report is over 5 years old. So wind mitigation reports are good for 5
years. Wow. I had even for a new carrier.
Yeah, they're good for 5 years.
I had no idea. Let me ask you a silly question. I
4
know you
points
were talking.
4 points are typically 1 year. Most carriers are 1 year.
Oh, 4 points,
Yeah,
1
4
year.
points
So
in 1 year.
my question, that makes sense. I was confused in the 4-point and wind mitt because I was like, how can the wind mitt last 5 years if your roof's getting older and older? But that's involved in the 4-point. The wind mitt is about your hurricane protection and all that.
Right. Yeah. So that typically doesn't change.
And the 4-point, just so that people know what 4-point means and what you use it for.
The 4-point is an eligibility inspection for the insurance companies to make sure that, hey, your house is in good shape and, there's no existing damage or anything. And it looks at the 4 major systems is going to be your electrical, your heating and air, your plumbing, and your roof. So they look to make sure that, hey, your electrical is in good shape. There's no exposed wiring. They look for double taps and things like that.
Aluminum wiring and all that.
Right. And then in the AC, they just want to make sure that it's not leaking, that there's not blockages in the drainage, that it is cooling properly. And then on the plumbing, they want to make sure that there's no polybutylene pipes. The pipes aren't leaking. The sinks aren't leaking. And then on the roof, just they look at the roof. How old is it? How many years of useful life? They look at, are there any lifting shingles or cracked tiles or leaks or things like that?
Yeah, I didn't know that the wind mitt was 5 years. That's really good news.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And the 1 year is a good thing. So I learned. Thank you, PF. I just learned it at every show. I learned something. I just learned my thing today. So thank you, PF.
Now, if I'm selling you my house and I had my wind mitigation report done 2 years ago, you still have to get one in your name.
Oh, it has to be under your name.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's really, really important. Thank you. And thank you, Jimmy, for reminding me because I was going to do that at the beginning.
No problem.
Hey, I wanted to talk about the national economy, and there's this thing on the Hill, which is a publication that covers all the politics on the Hill. And they were saying a real estate boom is coming. Are you ready? And I was like, I got to read this article because I don't see that coming anytime soon. And this is all more projection, but I thought it would be interesting of what it would take for us to get back into a boom real estate economy. Okay. And one of the things they mentioned is that
3% interest rates.
Well, yeah. Okay. Quit getting off. Quit with the crack high right now and try to talk about something else. I'm joking because it is. Everybody's like 3%, 3%.
That's what it would take.
It's like crack. The first thing I thought that was interesting that I learned is that for the national economy, real estate accounts for 14 to 18% of the GDP. So when the real estate economy isn't doing good, that's that's a sixth of the economy of our GDP.
Why would
real estate.
Why would that be incorporated in GDP?
Okay, because when this is how they look at it. Okay, you go out and buy your house. So now you got a title company and a mortgage company, most probably, and property inspectors and an appraiser and real estate agents, right? And all those people are being paid to have that transaction done. Then when you buy the house, you go to Home Depot and you start fixing the house up. And then you go to El Dorado and you start buying furniture, right? And you do all this stuff. So all of that spills into the economy, and that's why they say it's 14 to 18%. They look at it that way, like the ripple effect of when you buy a home was bought or sold.
Yeah.
And that's why, when the economy's super hot for real estate, it seems like everything's hot because it's such a big chunk of our economy. And also, housing is everybody has housing. Not everybody deals with Bitcoin, right? Some people invest in Bitcoin, some don't. right? But housing, everybody's got a place to live. So it's such a big part of everybody's life.
Yeah, I can see it when you put
could
it that
make
way.
it sound that. So based on that, so when the economy's bad for real estate, it's bad for the national economy in general. Now, here's the other things I thought were kind of interesting before we get into what is it going to take to make a boom real estate economy again. So, what they're saying is mortgage rates. These people are predicting that in order to start getting a boom residential or real estate economy, is that the mortgage rates would have to fall. Duh. Okay. But how much? And how much is very surprising. So what do you think they're thinking would take to start a real estate boom again? How far would the interest rates have to drop from our 617 right now? How far would it have to drop to get this boom going?
5.75.
Okay.
4.5.
In the mid fives, I would say. Because I think we did this once. If I remember
he's so
right.
good. He's so good. And I think Johnny knew too. It didn't say anything.
But
it just
changes.
said it.
But it changes. That's the only reason.
It does. But no, you're 100% right. You two are very, very close. 5.5%. And I thought that most people would say what Ross said. You got to be in the 4s or the 3s, which is very unrealistic. They're saying 5.5% is going to turn on the real estate market again. We're less than 3/4 of a point away from that now.
Yep.
So you can buy down interest rate to get to that rate right now. So I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm just telling you this is what they're thinking. I think it's got to be more than 5.5, but that's what they're saying.
I think Ross's number is probably the number.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think so too, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, reality versus a poll or, a questionnaire that goes out to people, right?
This isn't a poll. This is this group of economists' opinions. So they're not polling people. I think people would have a different answer than.
So I would say
even more so then.
I would say 5.5% will be a magic number if the home values got slashed by, say, 20%.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But the problem is the home values will go up if it, that was
if we get a boom, they're not going down.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
going up. Right. Yeah.
Right.
But 5.5 is probably a sweet number for a lot of folks if the values kind of fell out.
That's so weird. Somebody's calling one of my
it's not me.
blank phones. It's this.
Is it this one?
Oh, it is
that one. Yeah.
I don't even know how they have a number for that phone.
Scam likely.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
So the reason why they're saving 5.5 is they say, yes, there are still many people holding 2% mortgages, and they would probably grimace at the idea of getting a new mortgage at today's interest rates, but it's not as many people as you think. So how many people do you think percentage-wise have a 3% or less?
It's okay. I got it.
3% or less mortgage rate. How many people in the country have 3% or lower mortgage rate right now? Percentage-wise of homeowners.
3%? What percentage?
Okay, so what percentage of all the homeowners in the United States have mortgages that are less than or 3% or less?
How many homes are owned in Florida?
I'm gonna say
I think there's something like over 100 million homes in the United States or something like that.
100 million?
Yeah.
So I'll say
And let's say
a
that-
million people have a 3%.
Oh, I only have percentage wise, so I can't tell you.
5%.
5%.
I was gonna say like 8.
So the answer
I'll
is
say 2%.
yes. The
I went a little
answer
higher.
is 14.3%. Oh no. Take it back. 22%
Wow.
have mortgages that are 3% or lower.
What?
Right? And then 14.3% have mortgages that are 6% or higher.
Huh.
Right? So that's more than a third either have super low interest rates or interest rates that are more prevailing today. And then the other third, right? Because that's a third of it. The other 2/3, they've got interest rates between 3% and let's say 6%, right? So what they're saying is that means almost 2/3 of the mortgages are between 3 and 6%. They are the ones that are poised to come back on the market when the rates go down. So it's the people that have mortgage rates from 3 to 5%. Those are the ones more likely to say, I'm tired of my house. I want to move. I know I'm going to pay probably a higher interest rate, but not that much that it won't make me not move. Right? That's what they're saying is happening. I'm not saying I agree with any of this. I'm just saying
I would
this
have
is
thought it
what
would
they're
have been the
saying.
opposite of that. It just seems like the prevailing kind of perspective would be it's the people that have the higher interest rate would be more interested in selling the 14% because now they're motivated for their new loan will be lower percentage.
Well, that's true. But think about this, John. Imagine if you've been in a house and let's say that you got like a 4% interest rate. I'm just making it up, which is really, really good.
So
right?
you got your house
awesome.
You got it in like 2020, we'll say.
Yeah, and let's say that you've been there and you're not happy living there anymore and you really want to go someplace else. But when you saw that the interest rates in November 2023 were 7.79 and you're at 4, it's like I'm not going to do that, right? I guess I'm just going to be unhappy. I'm going to be happy with my mortgage payment, but unhappy where I live. Right. But if you're at 4% and you get to the point where you're kind of, you're unhappy enough, and then you can move into a new house at 5.5%, you're probably more likely to do that for your happiness factor. But here's the other thing that people aren't getting. The reason why those people might move is the amount of equity they're going to bring to the new deal.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that they're paying 4% now, but they only put 5% down on their house, and now their house grew all this value. And now they could put 30% down or 25 or 30 or even higher percentage down. That higher mortgage rate will be offset because you're putting down so much more than you did the first time with the lower interest rate. So there's like a trade-off that way. It becomes this mathematical thing. So they're thinking that 5.5 is going to be the big movement where people are going to start saying, okay, it's time for me to move. But I just think that's all kind of very interesting is how they think this is going to play out because I have no idea.
Well, and when do we get to 5.5? Do we ever get back to 5.5?
Well, we just said it'd be at the top of the show that there's a whole bunch of national economists that says we're going to be in the low sixes for years. They think for years, but I'm not sure I agree with that.
Right.
If you look at that Freddie Mac chart right now, it would have to go pretty amazingly in the opposite direction pretty quickly because it's on a downward track right now. So it's got to have a floor, but I don't know where that floor is. And the reason why is that there's so much unknown with what's going on. Like this article is complaining that the reason why our real estate market's so slow is high prices, high interest rates, and underbuilding for developers, right? They keep blaming that. That is so bull. I'm sorry. I used to believe it.
Well, I think the key word, the words that are missing are affordable building.
Affordable
homes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got to put the affordable part in it.
Because these builders, they can't sell the houses. They can't sell all the houses they got on market. That's why they're doing these huge discounts, right? I just saw one developer, they're offering the buyer's agent 5% for a real estate. Bring me a buyer. I'll give you 5%. Can you imagine? So the developers aren't building what the market needs is what's happening here. So this whole under construction thing, I don't buy into it anymore. I did back in COVID when we had the COVID boom, right? We needed more construction then, but now I feel like that isn't true. And the prices for construction are higher right now.
Is that everywhere or is that a very street by street scenario as well?
For the construction?
Yeah.
For the construction
new
boom?
construction.
No, it's pretty much everywhere. Most of the developers are slow everywhere. At least I know for Florida, but I hear throughout the country they're kind of slow.
Okay.
It isn't dead. They're just
slow.
Not very slow.
Yeah.
It's like very blah.
Thank you for being with us on this Saturday. Every Saturday you choose to be with us here on Real Radio. We appreciate you very much. Always remember, this is a team that's ready to work for you, your friends, your family, anybody you know that's looking to buy a home, sell a home, they're stuck with their home, they don't know what to do. If they need a professional that touches the real estate world, we got it for you. One click away. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. On Facebook and YouTube, lots to consume. Share away because you can absolutely change lives with the professionals. The team of pros at FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Like Ross Komarinetz with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Have a great start to your November, my friend.
Thank you. You too. Hope everybody else does too.
And thanks for being with us on a Saturday. Every Saturday you're with us. Jim DePola with the Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovations. Enjoy your start to November.
Happy South Florida and enjoy this weather. It's awesome.
Yeah, ease into your weekend. I know you can use a nice mellow weekend for sure.
It.
Jimothy, thanks for everything, my dude.
Thank you. Hold on. There we go. Thank you very